The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe because it's a continual adventures. Another reason why I like this book is because the characters are well described and each character has their own personality. In all the part of the book, I never got bored because it was every time it was a surprise. My favorite book scene was when the battle between the good part and the evil part, where the lion defeats the witch.
I like the book The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe because it's full of adventures and the characters are vividly described. My favorite one is Aslan because he's strong, brave and he represents justice and he fights against the White Witch.
I enjoyed reading Narnia because it is a fantasy adventure book full of surprises and horror events. My favorite character is Peter, the oldest of the four brothers, because he is loyal and brave. My favorite book scene is the final battle of the Aslan against the witch.
I'm a good book, I love reading, but when I read the Chronicles of Narnia, I was very enthusiastic. I also like the religious Christian messages about resurrection. The message is nothing dies. My favorite character is Aslan the Lion because it is very brave.
When I read a book, I felt great emotions in my heart. In my mind, I can live the life of the characters of the story. I felt very sad when Edmund betrayed his brothers because they wanted to eat more Turkish delight, while his brothers were trying to save and free him from the White Witch. On the other hand, I felt relieved when Aslan returned to life. I like the book and I like the message that I think is when someone is good doesn't die and good always wins evil.
The author of this fantastic book says said a book that deserves to be read at 10 years if it doesn't deserve to be read at 50 years. I agree with that. I think it means that an adult when I'm a child and that's the right to enjoy and live life with the same enthusiasm of a child. Reading this book was like traveling for me and going back to my childhood when I was a small child full of imagination. Lucy, yes, she's great. I love her. She's so sympathetic and affectionate towards the family. Obviously, I don't like the witch's behavior because it made me think wicked people cheating.
I read the Chronicles of Narnia with my friends at school. It's complicated for me telling you my first impression because Lewis isn't a good writer and he has the power to introduce us into an imaginary world without losing the truth of reality, which still remains the greater treasure. My favorite character is Lucy. She's the voice of the truth and she always says the truth. She's my favorite character because she's the first girl to discover the world of Narnia. My favorite chapter is the number 3, when Edmund follows Lucy into wardrobe and discovers the world of Narnia. My favorite part in the book is the final battle when Aslan kills the White Witch and the good win evil the evil. At the end, I remember a little Narnia's proverb: if you want to return like children, you will never end.
When I began reading The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, I thought, oh, this book is very complicated. I was thinking that because the story was full of past events and I didn't understand all of them. But keep on reading, the story tells me more about these events. My favorite character in this book is Peter. He is very intelligent, strong and brave. He helps Mr. Terminus even if he doesn't know him, only because Mr. Terminus is Lucy's friend. My favorite book scene is when, in the last chapter, Aslan shows his strength and he defeats the witch and all of the bad creatures who are with her.
I was reading this book at school with my friend. I thought that I wouldn't like it,
Instead, I found out that I was captured by. This book is a mix of happiness, sadness, and a punch of weakness. My favorite character is Lucy because she's the first to discover the land of Narnia and meet Mr. Tumnus. My favorite sentence in the book is this: when you're king or queen of Narnia, you will be always kings or queens.